Don't miss out on important news. Our videos are being deleted. So if you don't want to be cut off from honest news, take a moment to sign up for our newsletter at newsletter.ntd.com so you don't lose access to NTD. Go to newsletter.ntd.com to sign up for our evening newsletter.
On the other hand, some governors are ending unemployment benefits. This comes amid concerns that the benefits are leading to a shortage of people looking for work. NTD's Christina Kim reports.
Alabama's Governor Kay Ivey joined a growing list of Republican governors to end the federal $300 unemployment boost during the pandemic. The federal support is in addition to state benefits. It was set to last until September. But starting June 19th, Alabama won't participate. Governor Ivey says Alabama's unemployment rate is 3.8%, the lowest in the Southeast and significantly lower than the national rate. She says it's time to get back to work, and what was meant to be short-term relief is adding to a labor shortage. Arkansas, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, and South Carolina agree. Mississippi and Missouri are set to drop out the earliest on June 12th. South Carolina's governor is ending these programs beginning June 30th. He said these unemployment benefits are placing the United States on the road to socialism. He told Fox News' Tucker Carlson, getting back to work is how you build an economy, build a family, and everything else.
We're not going to take that unemployment money to pay people for not working. We got help wanted signs up everywhere. We get calls and letters and texts from people from all sorts of businesses all across the state. They're looking for people to work, and the people just won't come to work.
It's a similar situation in Arkansas. The governor said these benefits were helpful at the height of the pandemic when unemployment rates were astronomical. But now the situation is different. He'll be pulling out of the benefits on June 26th. Montana will be dropping out of the program on June 27th for the same reason. But U.S. Labor Secretary Marty Walsh criticized the move from Montana. He said choosing to eliminate these critical benefits will have the greatest impact on the most vulnerable. He says this will force families to choose between their health and their economic security. Christina Kim, NTD News.
Various parts of the U.S. are kickstarting celebrations for World Falun Dafa Day. Practitioners held demonstrations of the Falun Dafa meditation practice, and some of them played live music. NTD's Don Tran has the details.
From the streets of New York to the beaches of Florida, people across the country came together to celebrate World Falun Dafa Day. Rows upon rows of Falun Dafa practitioners demonstrated the 5 exercises, followed by live performances of classical Chinese music. The event marks a chance for practitioners to celebrate when Falun Dafa first came to the public.
For me, it's very important what keep me positive, what keep me in peace, what give me beauty of this. And a lot of wonderful events happened in my life after I started to practice it. And I'm very, very happy to be here and celebrate it and share it with everybody.
Falun Dafa, also called Falun Gong, is a peaceful meditation practice based on the principles of truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance. It was first taught publicly by Mr. Li Hongzhi in 1992 in China, and more than 100 million people were practicing by 1999. Many event attendees said the practice has benefited them in different ways.
Practicing Falun Dafa helped me with my moral teachings by really letting me, for one, practice more of my compassion. So before I used to, argue a lot more than I do now. So now I think of other people's first before I do myself.
I feel as if I can express that easier. Sometimes when you're around certain people, it's hard to stay true to yourself. But now I'm able to really stand firm in my beliefs and make sure that I set my boundaries and maintain those boundaries no matter what.
I think it did really help me throughout college, and now that I'm in graduate school, I think I feel very recently, especially, I feel very light and very carefree a lot of the time, not only because I do the meditation exercises that help me relieve stress, but I think, basing all my decisions and everything that I do in Falun Dafa and what it teaches me has really helped me, relieve myself a lot of these, worries and troubles that I see in a lot of my other friends.
Alongside its meditative exercises, Falun Dafa also features a collection of writings that help guide practitioners in their daily lives. Some practitioners said it's helped them make other breakthroughs.
Perhaps the biggest lesson I learned from Falun Dafa is to differentiate what is really important versus what is not so important, and also what is right from what is wrong.
The reason I was attracted to Dafa when I started reading the book, World Falun, was that everything made so much sense. That I know that's a cliche, but I found the answers of many questions that I had all my life.
What I realized was that in the kindness and compassion and forbearance, it gave me the ability to understand life at a much deeper level and become a much better person in my family, at work, everybody who I touched. It enabled me to get a much deeper understanding of life and my place in this whole play of the universe.
After a year of lockdowns, events celebrating Falun Dafa Day aim to spread hope for the future. World Falun Dafa Day officially takes place on May 13th. Don Tran, NTD News.
And it looks like Georgians could do with some relief. They've been stocking up on gas and for a hefty price. NTD's Arian Pazdar has the story.
We spoke with some people at a gas station in Atlanta on Tuesday.
I just paid $30 for 8 gallons of gas. Pretty expensive.
But she had her reasons for paying that price.
Well, right by my house is out of gas, so off of Windward Parkway, there's no gas over there, there's no gas at Kroger, and so I called them and he said he had gas.
Latrice wasn't the only person in that area looking for gas.
I went to another gas station over near Kroger and they were already all out, and she said it was really busy at the one at the top of Sargent Road. So I just kept going until I found a spot.
Yet another person was traveling all the way from South Dakota for her niece's graduation.
I need to get back, and right now I need to go to, when I leave here, I'm going to Richmond. And my husband told me I would need to fill up at least once on my way back. Now I'm a little concerned because I don't know if I'll be able to even do that.
Kelly said she thinks she made the right decision by filling up her tank as soon as possible.
Glad that we did, because it's kind of nuts that people are already this soon, because maybe they're going to run out of gas before they can fill up.
Yet for some Georgians, it's still life as usual. One driver told us he just doesn't want his tank to go into reserve mode. Not everyone is filling up because of the shortage. Arian Pastar, NTD News.
In response to the physical attack on the Epoch Times Hong Kong reporter, U.S. senators issued statements and calls to hold the Chinese Communist operatives accountable. U.S. Senator Rick Scott said in a statement, reports of attacks on free press are extremely concerning. Now more than ever, the United States must stand up for democracy and human rights and fight against Communist China's aggression and quest for global dominance. Congressman Greg Steube also condemns the attack, saying this attack is likely yet another egregious example of the Chinese Communist Party using violence to silence their critics. In Hong Kong, the Chinese Communist operatives responsible for this attack need to be held accountable. He also commended how despite having their printing press destroyed and their journalists targeted, the Epoch Times had never backed down from speaking the truth about the horrors of the CCP, and he applauded them for their bravery. 3 leopards escaped from a Chinese zoo, and one of them is still at large. But the zoo didn't announce their escape until after people had spotted the big cats. NTD's Tiffany Meyer has more.
3 leopards have escaped from a zoo in eastern China. One of them is still at large. Chinese state-owned media CCTV reported on Monday that the big cat is wandering in nearby villages. The 3 leopards fled from the Hangzhou Safari Park on April 19th, but the zoo did not confirm their escape until 2 weeks later. That's after nearby villagers called the police after spotting cat-like animals. Local media say the zoo has come under fire for delaying the news about the escape. By last Saturday, authorities already captured 2 of the leopards. The zoo anesthetized and caught the first leopard 3 days after the escape. 17 days later, a search team of 4,000 people caught the second one. The 3rd leopard is somehow a lot harder to get. Multiple teams are trying to find traces of the big cat in the surrounding mountains. They used thermal imaging, but were still unable to locate the animal. Later, they used live chicken as baits, installed infrared camera monitors, and are watching the surroundings day and night. At the same time, they also released search dogs equipped with GPS. The search for the third leopard is still ongoing. Local authorities have asked residents to stay alert, and the zoo remains closed. State-run news agency Xinhua reported that police have detained several zoo employees and have launched an investigation into the incident.